Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information. Star General, insurance made simple.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest agribusiness expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good yawning this morning and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk all day. It is Wednesday, the 26th of March, 2025, and you are on the clock with Erin, Greene. It's a Wednesday. It's normally a man down mashup Wednesday, but I've got guests in studio. I think it's an extremely important conversation. Even though I didn't complete a college degree yet, that does not mean that I do not have an appreciation, right, for the value of education. It does not mean that I cannot work to grow a cover for academia, for education, right? And not just, see, when we say academia and education, those are loaded, right? But I would love to be and continue to be a part of a space where we show people, especially young people, the value of education in building skill sets that will help them navigate the world. I entered my curmudgeon era very early in life. I think it started with the proliferation of a video, a creative arts project where young people were critiquing or challenging contemporary education models. And the first words, the words that stuck out to me most was, I don't know why we had to learn Pythagoras' theorem in school. And I thought, hold on, are these young people really having this conversation? It was like they were challenging an anti-intellectualism, right? They were promoting an anti-intellectualism. We don't need these fancy scientific things to live ordinary, regular lives. You're burdening us with information that we don't need, right? And I paused because Pythagoras' theorem, the Pythagorean theorem, the a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we need that. Listen, how you gonna build a table? How you gonna build or repair a table or a chair or a bed if you don't know that theorem? Right? What you're going to end up doing is going to the store and paying a 4,000% markup in the retail space on furniture. Right? And so I think we need to change the way we talk about education and engage in education, because what should be prevalent in our minds, like when we consider ourselves, is this question: why is it that it appears that our forebears, our ancestors, who had less access to education, less access to information, seem to be able to do more with what they had access to than young people are able to realize today? Right? And I think that focus on a structural issue, right, which is a lack of appreciation for the value in education. So this morning, joining me in studio, I have guests from the 2025 Bahamas HBCU College Fair. I love talking about education, and I love talking about culture, and we are in the right space at the right time. Joining me in studio today is Mr. Algernon Cargill and Mrs. Tira Hannah Sweeting. Now, I fear many pinches in the next session because I have not completed my college degree, but let us not stop the conversation from happening. Because I don't need a college degree to talk about the value of a college degree. Good morning to my guests. Please introduce yourselves. I want to hear what you think of yourself.
Well, good morning. Good morning, Erin, and certainly good morning, Bahamas. It is a pleasure to be here this morning to talk about our upcoming HBCU College Fair this weekend. And I represent the Bahamas Alphas Educational and Leadership Foundation. Our foundation, we're partnering with the AKAs to hold this college fair in Nassau and Freeport. Actually, this is the second in-person college fair we've had, and we've had 2 virtual fairs during the COVID era.
Okay.
So it's the 4th fair we're having, and we're happy to do it to benefit the young Bahamians.
Now, you're having a fair in Grand Bahama right now.
No, well, the way it's scheduled,
Yeah.
on March 28th, which is this Friday, the 10 universities will be visiting Grand Bahama.
Okay.
And they come to Nassau on Thursday, and they fly into Grand Bahama on Friday morning and return in the same day.
Okay.
So we have partnered with the AKAs in Grand Bahama. And
that's the Alpha Kappa,
Alpha
Sorority Incorporated.
Of course, we can't forget.
Yeah, I wanted to read
Yeah.
this in. These sororities and fraternities, they're particular. The Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated's Pi Upsilon Omega chapter in Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they've organized a fair in Grand Bahama, partnering with the Alphas here in Nassau. And we're happy to do it because it benefits Grand Bahamians. This is the first time the fair's going to Grand Bahama. Before, Grand Bahamians had to come to Nassau to the fair here or to attend the fair virtually.
Okay.
But now they'll have the opportunity to meet the 10 universities that are coming and put admission decisions on the spot. And that's the value of this fair. Unlike other college fairs, they're sending recruiters as well as university executives who have been empowered to admit Bahamians on the spot. And it's pretty timely because at the end of this March, the government's portal for the Ministry of Education scholarships expire or closes. So they're going to have their admission decisions in order to complete their government scholarship applications.
To fit the
also.
timeline. Okay.
Yeah, so we're happy to be able to do that this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love when I see organizations that understand the need to move at the pace of the policy that they're employing. This is awesome.
And it's important. This fair is historic because it's the first time or the only HBCU college fair that's been held outside of North America. So it's here in the Bahamas. We partnered with Dr. Roderick Smothers, who formerly of Philander Smith University, now with Virginia Union University, to organize this college fair. And we've used his connections with presidents. And it's the largest fair we've had. The first fair we had in 2019 was at the Hilton Hotel. And that was attended by, I would say, at least 1,000 young Bahamians excited to meet the universities that were there. COVID came, so we took a break in 2020. And 21, we were virtual. And now we're back today because we have pooled our resources with the 2 AKA chapters and the Alphas here in Nassau to hold this fair. And unlike other college fairs, this college fair is completely free. We've put our resources behind the young Bahamians, and we're providing this opportunity for Bahamians to apply to these universities without incurring any college fair application fees. And that's exciting because we want to create these opportunities, Erin.
All right, so the admission to the event is free.
It's absolutely,
And
yes.
the submission of applications is also free.
Yeah, the universities tomorrow, they're going to waive the admission fee or the fare. That's the purpose of having an on-the-spot decision. And they will be able to waive the admission decision. But We don't charge a fee for our organization. What we do is for the love of our aims in Alpha Phi Alpha. It's the Humanities Scholarship Love for All Mankind, and education is one of our pillars. And we certainly want to, the more we educate, the better the entire society will be. And we certainly want to promote continued education, high school education, go to high school, go to college, for example, because we believe that if we educate the people around us, exponentially the world will continue to improve and improve and get better and better. And certainly we want young Bahamian females and males to go to college. And that's why we're partnering with the two AKA chapters to hold this college fair.
Absolutely. Mrs. Tirahana Sweden, Alpha Alpha, tell me about the two sororities and why it's so important for them to participate in this initiative.
Good morning, Bahamas. I'm welcome to be here. It's one sorority. We have two different chapters.
Okay.
So Eta Psi Omega chapter is located in Nassau,
Okay.
and Pi Upsilon Omega is in Grand Bahama. So it's just one sorority. We are
Okay.
one. This initiative, like Brother Cargill has said, we were eager to partner with them 4 years ago. And we're so happy that we've maintained that partnership with the Alphas, because our sorority also look at scholarship for our young people. For the sorority, we look to educate young persons. So it started out being black, but we're not just a black sorority.
Yeah.
Anybody is welcome to join our sorority once you meet the criteria. And having this opportunity for our young Bahamians to be able to afford to go to university, especially our young Bahamians who are excelling in school, they get an opportunity that right on the spot, they can get a scholarship. They don't have to put an application form, pay for it, and then wait for somebody to get back to them, and it's been so successful over the years where persons go away with full scholarships to various universities.
Now, when you say full scholarship, what are we talking about? Like the range of scholarships available at an event like this?
There will be zero cost to the student scholarship. That's what we mean by full.
Okay.
You can get a college education debt-free. At the fair in 2019, on the spot, approximately $4 million in scholarship decisions were awarded. And whenever, for example, in the Hilton Hotel, whenever college gave a scholarship, they rang a bell. I have John Brown here. He has been awarded a full scholarship. Some students there were 6 universities here. They got scholarships from each school, and they could decide where they wanted to go to school. So it's important to say that everyone may not get a full scholarship. Everyone may not get a scholarship. But the important thing is they can get an admission decision. They can complete the Bahamas government scholarship applications. And if they have a special talent, for example, if they can sing, they play an instrument, they're good in sports, this is the time to come and showcase their talent. In Nassau, on Saturday, March the 29th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., we will be at the Church of God Auditorium on East Street, on Lily of the Valley corner. That's where the fair is being held. From
All right.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m. really, we say 3. But we'll be there as long as it takes for these young Bahamians to be seen by the universities who are coming to the Bahamas at their expense to meet young Bahamians, to award them admission decisions and scholarships. On Friday, it will be at the St. George's High School Auditorium from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So they fly into Grand Bahama because they want to source a wide range of students from the Bahamas, not just from Nassau. And hopefully in the subsequent years, we can move this fair to Abaco, Eleuthera, et cetera, so that we can also continue to attract Bahamians from all over our country.
Right, or we could develop a local fund to ensure that excelling students can get to New Providence, right, or the nearest satellite location to participate in the event.
Absolutely, great idea.
Let's talk about age ranges, right? Like 12th grade is the final year. What if I'm in 11th grade?
You can come. It's for 11th and 12th grade students because there's students right now in university who got a scholarship in grade 11. They can come. So they accept the scholarship accept admissions until grade 12.
Right.
But certainly they can come if in grades 11 and 12 students. And while the fair is open to high school students, I'd also encourage students who in their first or second year of university, they want to transfer, they should also come because there's a transfer application process. If you want to obtain an education from one of our schools, we have Benedict College, Claflin University, Langston University, Morris Brown College, Payne College, Stillman College, Southern University and A&M College, Texas Southern University, and Virginia Union University. These are the 10 schools that are coming.
Okay.
And they are committed to coming to the Bahamas. Our phones are ringing continuously from these schools, telling us how excited they are to be coming to the Bahamas to meet Bahamian students because these schools want a diverse student body, and Bahamians are special people. On campus, they shine. They're some of the leaders. For example, Talladega College, who's not coming this year. They've been here many times before. They have Bahamians in key leadership positions on campus. It's the same at Philander Smith. It's the same at Claflin University.
Look at, to highlight a reason to attend this event, that's it right there. For parents who want to know that their students, their young people will be at a school that understands Bahamian culture. There are other Bahamians there. Students may appreciate that as well. Because look, I don't have time to teach 100 people on my dorm how to turn a 5-gallon bottle into a drum. I'm gonna need some help, right?
Exactly. And but Bahamians, we do well when we go off the school. And we're happy to say that our students who went off in 2019, some of them have graduated. They've moved into their careers, moved on to professional schools, and they've gotten their HBCUs that came here in 2019 to award them scholarships. I know we have a young man, I don't want to say he got a full scholarship on the spot from Claflin University. He is now studying actuarial science and working full-time in the Bahamas, and he got a full education at zero cost, his parents. And that is what we are promoting, education, education, education.
Absolutely. I'm thinking about the parent who is frustrated with their student child, who the child is doing well in biology. I mean, they're actually excelling in biology, but the child is not excited about biology, right? And so I'm the parent now. I want you to do something you're obviously good at, and you're good at this, so why you don't want to do it? As that parent, I'm taking this child to this career, to the fair.
Parents should come also. They should come talk to the counselors with their child if they want to get a good feel of the school. And I know that Church of God Hall is going to be packed on Saturday, as it was in 2019 when we held our first fair. But I would encourage parents to come also, that they can participate in the process with their child.
But yeah, I think that's best, right? And it's going to be a balance. Like, let the young person go on their own, you go on your own, and you both interrogate and investigate. You all come back, have a little head-to-head, and then as a team, you go to the top 5 prospects.
Right.
You prepare your questions, right? And so, because I think it's great, and I'm excited about sciences. I think chemistry, but I'm not sure what I would apply it to. And the parent is there, like, I don't know nothing about chemistry. I don't know what you're talking about. Now you have somebody who's familiar with career choices and the degrees that take you to that career choice. Have that conversation, parent and student, with some expertise in the room.
Yes, absolutely. And these schools, for example, they know how to motivate our Bahamian students. And as I said, particularly in Alpha Phi Alpha, we have right now Bahamians in key leadership positions in some of these schools.
Okay.
And they work alongside the president of the school, etc. And they're getting the experience in a small HBCU, an experience they would not ordinarily have if they had gone to a larger, predominantly white institution, or PWI as we call them. And so they're being able to network. They're being admitted to key programs. We have one last year who went to the White House. He met President Biden because he was a White House scholar.
Okay.
He came all the way from Exuma on a scholarship to an HBCU through our organization. And now he's a White House scholar. He has pictures that will last a lifetime alongside President Biden and making a presentation to the President of the United States. That's the experience they've gotten from an HBCU. And we're happy to be able to partner with our sorors in Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the 2 chapters here in Nassau, to hold this college fair on March 28th in Grand Bahama and March 29th, Saturday here in Nassau.
All right. Let's give contact information for people who want more details.
Yes.
The events are on Friday in Grand Bahama and Saturday in New Providence.
Yeah, we've developed a website specific for this purpose.
All right.
And the website is thinkhbcus.org. Thinkhbcus.org. I checked it while I was sitting here. I know it's live, it's working. And there's a big button on the website, register here to attend the college fair. So once you go on the website, you register, you'll be given a free ticket to come to the fair.
All right.
And if you don't register, still come because we're going to admit you as long as there's space.
Yeah,
We
man.
have- right.
We being turning any students interested in education away.
No, the registration is so we can plan. But we certainly will admit anyone who comes as long as there's space.
All right. Can we take I got a text coming in. Good morning, Miss Greene. This is a great program. 2019, my daughter received one of the colleges and graduated with her bachelor's degree, summa cum laude, in accounting.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what's so exciting.
Yes.
I'm happy to have a young student.
And success stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
And listen, we think about accounting, and the first thing I think about is sweaters. Because I don't know, accountants love sweaters, right? But if you look at the country, at the policy level, we need accountants. I mean, we're desperate for accountants, right? At the national level, policies are shifting in the fiscal, financial space, requiring more regulations, requiring businesses to engage in audits, right? And who you need for an audit? You need an accountant
Exactly.
for an audit. And so for the young people who are saying, oh man, I don't know about accounting, trust me, accountants are in high demand in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas right now.
And again, that's a success story, and we're happy for that young lady that she got a scholarship, got a free education. Her parents didn't have to contribute to the cost, and now she's on her way to becoming a CPA if she's not one already.
Absolutely. Producer, let's go to the phone line. And I'm thinking about accounting for people who are into the arts. Accounting can be seasonal, right? Like the bulk of your work takes place at a certain time of the year. Accounting is perfect for people who want Junkanoo,
Yes.
right? Because it allows you to structure to allow you to enjoy your passions. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Hey, morning, Miss Greene. And yes, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Hey, right on, man. I have a question for your guest, right?
Yes, sir?
Why do A students normally turn out working for C students, and B students normally end up working for the government?
Okay, first of all, I know you asking them that, right? And I'm going to let them answer it if they want to answer it. But that right there, sir, is a piece of anti-intellectualism, right? That has been expanded as a talking point. The truth is that people have we have multiple types of intelligence, and some people excel in some areas and do not necessarily excel in others. So you have like an academic intelligence, you have an emotional intelligence, you have a social intelligence. And so what you find is that people are excelling in different intelligences. And in some other instances, A students have commitments that don't allow them to take the risks that other people are able to take, right? Like my parents invested in my education, and now we have loans to pay back, and I must maybe a short-term plan that allows me to pay that back and develop my career at the same time. So I appreciate it because it allows us to talk about different types of intelligence, but I don't think it's really true that A students work for C students and B students work for the government. Let's go to the next caller, producer. Good morning, caller.
Yes, I mean, around a minute. Okay, I think there's a reason for that, right? Because A students normally are book smart, so they do everything according to text and regular standards, and C students normally think outside the box.
Right, different types of intelligences, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's not that some are smarter than others. It's just that some are focused in other areas. That's all.
And also, Bill Gates, right, he said that he rather hire a lazy person because lazy people normally find the easiest ways to solve a problem. Is there any truth behind that?
Well, I tell you what, I'm a lazy person, and I can tell you I'm very motivated to maintain my laziness.
You Mexican lazy or black lazy?
Oh, I'm Mexican lazy. I can't drink one time. There's a different type of lazy. There's a different. I'm Bahamian lazy. I tend to find others to do my work. I compel and convince them through mother's wit to do my work for me. I said different type of lazy. Okay, but I think it's an interesting space, right, to explore different types of intelligences and how right, like taking your time to explore university and what it has to offer allows you to engage a program, right, that helps you to fine-tune those things that you're great at and to build skills and to build where you're not so great. Let's move on.
Yes,
So,
interesting questions.
yeah.
So on Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., the hall will be open. So I encourage you to come early or come according to the shift you've been given. On Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Church of God Church of God Hall on East Street in Lily of the Valley corner here in Nassau, the fair will be held. And we're not going to turn anyone away. And we will stay as long as the students are here to be seen. And we've asked the schools to stay open on Sunday also, because in some cases, they'd want to meet with some students after the fair has ended. So this, again, is an historic fair. It's the only HBCU fair outside of North America. They've come to the Bahamas, and the relationships our two organizations have developed with these universities position us to be able to not only pave the way for these students to get a free education, but also it means that we also reducing the reliance on government funding for education also.
Yeah.
So, for example, if we would award 50 students scholarships, that means that these 50 students would not need scholarships from the government.
Absolutely.
For either UB or wherever they would go to go to school. So we're happy that we can organize this program, and we're happy that we are committed to this, not just today, but in the future. The Bahamas Alpha's Educational and Leadership Foundation, we're partnering with our 3 chapters in the Bahamas to organize and hold this fair along with our great sorors in the AKA.
This is producer. Let's go to the next caller. This is awesome because you've taken into account the impact on individual lives and then the greater impact that's possible at the national level. I will go to this caller, and then I'm gonna ask some more questions. I think you all have more to tell me about as well.
We do.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Greene. Good morning, dear guest.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm okay. Ms. Greene, you remember the guy from Deep Science Venture?
Dr.
University
Thane
in London,
Campbell.
right?
Yes.
Who invited me to join the conversations and try to get me to join to bring some ideas, right?
Please do.
I'm not. I beg to differ with the last caller. So he's not totally correct, because if you cannot be narrow-minded and blinded by common narratives. Do you really think that an A student can't think independently of what he's learned? That's like being biased. That's like you telling me all A students can't diversify their minds. Or, I mean, indoctrination takes place, inculcation takes place, right?
Yes.
But some people are able to think beyond what they have learned. And that is the reason for discoveries. So here's a quick hint that humanity must understand. It's not designed for everybody to be rich, you know. The reason why there's food insecurity is because everybody wants to be an executive and nobody's growing food. This problem could easily be solved, you know. And so the fact that you have people, the guy who invented infinity, right? The Indian guy, right?
Okay.
He died a pauper. There's a movie. He died a pauper.
Yeah.
You have Nikola Tesla. But Nikola Tesla died a pauper. His last words was, "My years of service to mankind have brought me nothing but insults and humiliation." So, I mean, when would humanity wake up? You know, technology and education has an advantage and has a disadvantage in that we are blinded by status quo educated people and believe blindly in what they. So ain't nobody taught me how to think, you know. It's just that I think. So I mean, my mind's not lazy. And so, because Bill Gates says something that actually, he just, I know they called it in the Greek, but what happens is because somebody's rich and they say something, you really believe it's aphoristic or it's true.
I feel you.
Give me a break.
Thank you, 52. Thank you, 52. I don't really pay attention to Bill Gates. I mean, he's brilliant, you know. He know which ideas to thief. And there's brilliance in that, I guess. I myself am a professional procurement specialist. Y'all don't understand the training I had to do for that. Okay, so one more caller, and then we're going to get back to the details for the college fair. We're talking about growing a culture of appreciation for education this morning and the 2025 Bahamas HBCU College Fair taking place in Grand Bahama on Friday, the 28th, and New Providence on Saturday, the 29th. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be able to join you at this moment. This is Rashima Ingram from Pi Epsilon Omega chapter in Grand Bahama, and we're ready for the college fair.
Good morning. I'm so happy to hear that, and I'm also excited that this is the first year that the college fair is going live face to face in Grand Bahama.
This is the first year, and I think that's why there's that buzz of excitement. We've been students have been recipients of colleges, applications, well, scholarships really, from the college fair in the past, but those were virtual options for our students. And our students otherwise had to travel to Nassau. So this year, with it actually being held in Grand Bahama, is a huge deal for those Grand Bahama high school students.
Okay, this is awesome. Okay, so I heard the word ticket. How's it today? If I'm just tuning in and hearing this conversation, do I still have time to get my student there, or can I come on behalf of my my child to gather information?
Yeah, so you can definitely look at the Eventbrite link where you can register to join the event. We have been reaching out to schools to let them know about the college fair as well. So schools are supporting the college fair, but then the school also actively involved in other curriculums. And so we're excited that they're trying to accommodate the college fair as much as possible, because we don't necessarily get these opportunities all the time. But we definitely encourage parents, guidance counselors, principals, and students to register on the Eventbrite link for the event, and then also to make application with the Black Colleges app so that you have everything ready. So when you show up to the college fair on Friday at St. George's Gymnasium, you have everything you need and don't have to go back and forth with providing that information.
All right. Will there be Wi-Fi accessible on the site so I could bring my tablet with me just to make sure I have everything I need?
That's a great question, and something that we really didn't think about, but we have time to look. Right now, I cannot say that there will be Wi-Fi, but I'm going to definitely reach out and see if we can provide that.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell parents, make sure your data is up. Make sure your data is up so you can connect to any information you may need for this event.
And Erin, that's one of the reasons why we want them to be proactive and register for the event ahead of time, so that if we aren't able to successfully provide that Wi-Fi, they already have all the information.
Absolutely. And the site they can go to, thinkhbcus.org for more details. And the registration button is on that website. It's big and red, and you could begin the process there. Now, how do I find the Common Black College app?
On the website.
Our flyers
It's on the website as well. Go
Yes,
ahead,
ma'am.
Rashima.
I was going to say that we have a QR code on the flyers, so that's a good option. It's handy. Everyone has their phone in their hands, so they can just scan that QR code, and they'll be able to go directly to that link as well.
Okay, that's awesome.
So one of the things, too, Erin, we want to encourage persons is that we know what's happening, we know when it's happening, and where it's happening. What we want to let our students and our parents know now is that what they need to how they need to present themselves. Present yourself to impress. These are college presidents and their representatives. We're also asking each student to go on, register like Rashima said, on Eventbrite, also on to say that you're coming, but we want you to go and look at all the application, all 10 schools that will be represented. Look to see which ones that you're interested in. If you're interested in all, that is great. We want you to prepare applications for each of those schools. Put them in now. Bring copies of them with you. We want you to prepare your resume bring along your resume, bring along 2 letters of recommendation, and this is for each school that you want to apply to. Bring along your most recent report card, a completed essay as to why I want to attend an HBCU. If you've taken BGCSEs already, bring along your certificates, a copy of your certificates. Bring along the unofficial copies of your ACT scores, your unofficial transcript. All right, these are the college presidents or their representatives need to see each and every one of them. They want to be able to have that interview with you to say, hey, not just from a transcript that you're that great student. They want to see everything else that somebody else is saying for you to see all your achievements.
So you preparing to submit your application. You're coming down here to fill it out, every detail.
You can go online on each of those universities' website and fill out the application. Print it off, bring it with you as well.
Okay.
An easier way, though, is to go to the Black College application that's also on the website.
Right.
And once you've filled it in once, you can send it to all of the schools you want to go to. So it works just like the Common App.
Yeah.
Fill in one application, you click the button for the school, and automatically goes to those schools.
It's exactly
And it's great that we've invested in technology for this fair. And while we've awarded more than $10 million in scholarships since we started this collaboration, the Alphas and the AKAs, we are committed to this to the long haul. And we're leveraging the relationships we've developed with universities to encourage that they come here to the Bahamas to meet our students and admit them on the spot. And I know we're focusing on the students that do well, but I'll tell you a story. In 2019, when we had our first fair, a young girl took the bus. Her parents had died, and she was living with relatives. She took the bus to the Hilton Hotel just to see what was going on. And she was so impressive. She was not an A student, but because she was so determined and wanted to go to school, wanted a better life for herself, the president of Virginia Union University gave her a scholarship right on the spot. So she didn't expect to get a scholarship, but her determination got her that scholarship. So what I'm saying is, you may not be an A student, but come out in any event because the college wants diversity on campus. They want to have a cross-section of countries, and that helps the university as itself to populate students in the world who are better equipped to represent them and have a wider perspective. I'm sorry, Rashim, who was on the phone a few minutes ago.
She's still here.
She's still, that's great. She actually has been a huge addition to this team, and she's organized the fair in Grand Bahama pretty much single-handedly along with her sorors in her chapter. And I want to thank her on behalf of the committee for the great job she's doing and her insistence in ensuring that this fair comes to Grand Bahama. Before, it was not going to come to Grand Bahama, but she said, we have to make this happen in Freeport. And that's the type of people we like to work with.
But Rashima, let's tell the parents when they use that word motion, he got motion, that's what they mean. They got momentum. They know how to make things happen, and they happen.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So
Yeah, definitely agree.
So tell me the value of HBCUs and why it was so important for you guys to organize the Grand Bahama station.
Definitely important for us to organize Grand Bahama stations because we wanted to make it accessible to all high school students in Grand Bahama. We know that there are some students who can jump on the plane, their parents have the resources to allow them to go to college fairs or to visit college campuses before they transition into that chapter in their life. But like Brother Cargill mentioned, there are some students who don't really have that access, and bring in the college fair, bring in those presidents and school representatives in front of them so that they can present themselves, those students who may not be able to travel to Nassau or elsewhere, who are brilliant students, they're doing well, they have great SAT scores, they're good student leaders, but they don't have the opportunity to say, this is what I want to do. And they may not have been thinking about going to college until this time. So it's good that we are presenting colleges, presenting options for them to be able to, yes, go into the workforce later on, but to get that education so that they're better workers, better leaders, and decision makers.
All right. And now, for you, your sorority, the space you're located in, HBCU versus PWI, and the value for Bahamian students, both Afro descent and European descent Bahamian students.
Well,
I wonder if my sister or brother can talk to that.
No problem. No problem.
Well, I think a university education, whether it's HBCU or PWI, is priceless. You really can't put a price on education. I myself, I have 4 children who are all college educated. Some have gone on to get professional degrees in science, etc., or law. But you can't put a value on HBCU or PWI education. But what makes an HBCU education special is that you're studying alongside or with people like you who can identify with you, who you don't have to worry about any quotas, who understand your culture, they understand your food, they understand your idiosyncrasies, and they want to see people like us succeed. And because they want to see people like us succeed, they take special interest in students who have the same vision and the same goals, who want to succeed. I can tell you, I have a nephew, he went to Tuskegee University, and he graduated from St. Augustine's as one of the top students, went to Tuskegee University on a scholarship that he got from a college fair here in Nassau, and he's now running the intensive care unit at Doctors Hospital. He went on to become a doctor, a specialist in internal medicine, and he would not have had the same success, I think, if he had gone to WI. But because he was nurtured at Tuskegee in an HBCU environment, he was able to then go on to medical school, go on and specialize in critical care medicine, and he's doing an exceptional job. When you read in the papers that the Prime Minister was being seen by Dr. Adrian Cargill, that's my nephew, and he got his step at Tuskegee University. And that's an HBCU organization in the past. And there are other stories like him. I don't want to talk about my family, but I'm sure Tira can talk about her son who also went to HBCU. Sons who went to HBCU.
Yeah.
So it's important that you go to university. Just that we are presenting the HBCU opportunity
Experience.
because it's going to help you.
It's none other like an HBCU opportunity. I'm a product of an HBCU, St. Augustine's University in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And if anybody have motion, Mrs. Tira Anna Sweden got motion. She make things happen.
I try my best with the help of others, but thank God. My eldest son is a graduate of Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. My second son, he's now back in the Bahamas teaching at St. John's College. My second son is a graduate of St. Augustine's University in North Carolina. He's now in veterinary school in St. Kitts. But he graduated, let me backtrack on him because he has a little bit more than St. Augustine. He graduated with a first degree in biology at St. Augustine's. His heart was always set on going to Tuskegee. When he graduated there, he went to Tuskegee University because he wanted to be a veterinarian. And so he finished a second degree in some science, animal science.
Animal science.
Right,
Yeah.
animal science, thank you. And then he did a master's degree and then got accepted to veterinary school where he's in St. Kitts now. A beautiful place, a beautiful university at Ross University in St. Kitts. And now my daughter is at Tuskegee University. And if I backtrack some more, I have 2 sisters who graduated from Tuskegee. My mother is from Florida A&M. So I wouldn't say I don't think Mommy those ever just looked at an HBCU to send me to or us to. It just so happened it evolved. Our Governor General now was recruiting at the time when it was time for me to go to university. And so that's how it started from there. So I'm saying that I feel that I got a great education from an HBCU. I did things, participated, that I don't think that I would have ever been able to do maybe in another university. And the same for my kids. My daughter, I'm so proud of her now. She's surprising me every day at Tuskegee. But I feel that the HBCUs are a smaller university, but they're still very powerful universities. You have the Howard, you have Philander Smith, you have Virginia Union, Southern. These are universities that are well known throughout the depth and breadth of the United States.
I got a text here says, "It's FAMU coming, Rattler Nation," and that's how it hit me, Rattler Nation.
Yeah, no, FAMU's not coming.
No.
Okay.
Not this year. We hope to attract them in the future. And Tira spoke about all the HBCU experiences, and there's none other than an experience at an HBCU, and that's how our organizations evolved. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. We were founded in 1906 at Cornell University by 7 black students at the university. And our Alpha Phi Alpha is the oldest Greek-lettered organization. And our foundation, we support the Alpha Phi Alpha chapters here in the Bahamas. And we actually the umbrella organization that organizes events like this HBCU College Fair for the fraternity. And working with our sorors and the AKA, we're happy to put this fair on March the 29th in Grand Bahama.
In New Providence, Saturday
the 28th, in Grand Bahama.
Friday
the 28th in Grand
Grand
Bahama,
Bahama.
from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. At the St. George's High School Auditorium. Friday the 28th in Grand Bahama. Saturday the 29th here in Nassau, a Church of God of Prophecy Auditorium on East Street and the Lily of the Valley corner.
Absolutely. Producer, I'm sorry to my other caller.
Let me just say one other thing that I failed to mention. For when the student shows up on Saturday or Friday,
Yes.
if you play an instrument, because they're recruiting for band members as well, come prepared, bring your instrument with you. You never know what may happen. Be prepared to play something, not just junk or new music. The schools want to know that you're able to read music as well. But if you're so talented, some of them, I cannot say who it is because I don't know, may actually teach you to read music. But it's important to be able to read music when you're playing your instrument.
Absolutely. Let's just look at this text. Good morning. I went to St. Augustine's College in Raleigh, North Carolina. Virginia Union, as far as I was concerned, was always the gold standard. In the 90s, they were a sports powerhouse, especially basketball, and they were known to have a solid academic program. And this is another attendee sharing the glory. Producer, can we take this call and keep our guest from Grand Bahama on the line? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Erin.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning to your guest. And you used to be hard, my cousin Tira. How you doing, Tira?
Hi, good morning. And who am I speaking with this morning?
When you were here last, that's me, the Q-Side 5. I spoke to Davey on the weekend up in Raleigh.
Oh, that's wonderful to know.
This is our cousin Tira. He want me to get pinches. You know I'm closer to her than you are, sir, right?
Yeah, Tira.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, I like to share my experience from being up there at St. Aug. And to let all the kids know, you don't have to have no bunch of big money or get a big scholarship, because when we were there, me and Anthony Rigby from Freeport, we got work study where we were cleaning the toilets in our suites to help pay off our school fees also. And
Okay.
Joel, and hello?
I hear you.
And Joel Lewis, who now works in Freeport, I think with social services as a permanent secretary.
Okay.
And was sharing bed. I was sharing bed with Bishop Andrew Toppin. When we didn't want to go to our room, me and him used to sleep head to foot, and Peter Harley used to sleep head to foot cross on the next side of the room with Joel. So those students that I'm looking to when you there, you feel at home because everybody's like family, right, Tira?
Definitely,
And
definitely.
Your mouse a community where you hang out, and not only being Bahamians, but from the Caribbean, all the Jamaicans and the Africans, and you gel, and everybody understanding each other. And once you're willing to put in, you will get those endowments and those help every semester.
All right. Thank you so much. See, this is what I'm saying. You got to be with people who understand what head to foot mean.
You can't be afraid to be present on campus, not just academically, but be present. Find out what's happening. Get to know. It's just like here in Nassau. Erin, do you know the janitor's name in this building?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely. And the security, they're the ones that make life so much easier for you. And it's the same thing on a HBCU or anywhere you go. You get to know these people. We grow up in a society where good morning, good evening is the standard. So it's the same thing when we travel. When you go on universities, you say good morning, good evening. People notice you. My daughter, I shouldn't be talking about family, but we talk every day. And sometimes it's on her way to the cafeteria, and I could hear her saying good morning, and the person is saying, how are you? And, so that makes me proud, to know that she is carrying that standard with her. But it also makes her stand out, in my opinion, to the person she's talking to. Because if every day you say that or do that, it's the same way on the campuses. You're an athlete, you're a musician, you sing, you drama. You have that extra talent. Don't be afraid to put yourself forward because you will be noticed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As we close out the show, I'm looking at the interviewing tips. And I think this one we have to share. What are your weaknesses? Question. We all have weaknesses. How you handle them is what shows you have good character. Right? So for all those young people who are like, well, I ain't perfect. I scared, I shy, I nervous. I'm not perfect. My resume, I don't think my resume is the best resume. Understand, we all have weaknesses, and university here to help you turn your weaknesses into strengths. The most important thing, I think, for that question is that you are able to identify what your weaknesses are, how they impact your life, and 1 or 2 steps to walk you from weakness to strength in that space. I think that's a wonderful tip for the interview portion of the 2025 HBCU College Fair taking place this weekend, both in Grand Bahama and New Providence. Friday, the 28th in Grand Bahama at St. George's High School Gymnasium, 9:30 a.m. They say as long, the teacher keep you until you finish your homework. Be doing that. And on Saturday, March 29th, 10 to 3 p.m., Children's Chapel, Church of God, A Prophecy, Hall, East Street, and Lily of the Valley Corner, New Providence. For more information, you can go to thinkhbus.org. The details are there. The big red registration button is right there, and the Common Black College app is also accessible on that site. And like Mr. Cargill said, you're going to fill out the application there on the Common Black College app, and you can then duplicate that application for each institution, print a copy of an application for each institution, and bring that with you. Make sure that you bring your resume with a little cover letter. If you are performing artist, bring your performance piece with you, a hard copy of your completed application, unofficial transcript, SAT or ACT scores, unofficial printed copies are acceptable, BGCSE certificates, at least 2 letters of recommendation in a sealed envelope, completed essay on the topic why I want to attend a HBCU, your most recent report card, and your high school resume. Get all your extracurricular activities in there and add a little line about how that extracurricular activity strengthened you and strengthened your life at school. Let's do it, parents. Let's sit down with these kids and give them the assistance they need in navigating. Pleasure to have Mr. Algernon Cargill from the, I want to find it because I was so impressed by it, the institution that you're representing today.
It's the Bahamas Alphas Educational and Leadership Foundation.
Absolutely. And Tira Hannah Sweeting.
From the Ada Psi Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
And let me say once again, I thank you all very much for the scholarship that you gave me. It really created in me this appreciation for education.
We're very proud of you, Erin.
Thank you very much. And cousin, I don't know why you calling here all the way from Crooked Island for me to get pinches, but thank you very much. You guys stay tuned. Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Nuri is up next.
Understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.